Greetings, greetings. Hola. Hola, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Greetings. Mahaba. Mahaba. كيف حالك؟ كيف حالك؟ Inshallah. Yes. Inshallah. Thank you, Donald Trump. Right there. Okay, now I have to get myself set up in this little camera holder thingy because I've been jamming here all day, all day, all day since I woke up. Like an animal that I am. Hey, hey, hey. We can only do what we're capable of doing, but always do. Keep doing every day, every day, every day, every day. You keep doing something. You have to continue always to do something within your capability and push yourself beyond. Because if you don't push yourself beyond when the ish gets rough and it gets rough real and it gets rough really, really bad, then you won't be able to cope. So you have to always keep your mind going, you know? keep your mind with, if you don't have the mobility, you have to, find some type of mobility, because sedentary living is very unhealthy. And what I'm currently dealing with now with my brother, I'm speaking loud because I don't have any microphone on. What I'm currently dealing with what is going on with my brother, they changed his room, thankfully. Um, I have to get him a fan when I go back. I'm gonna get him a fan. I have pillows here, new pillows that I just washed, because before I wear or use anything, it's always washed. And I have some nice linen, so I'll bring that to him with a set so that they can, maintain him in a healthy manner for his head and to keep him upright. Because when you go into these hospitals, what happens is, unless you have the means and the resources to pay for all this additional stuff, um, you're gonna have to speak to the facility, and I don't see any reason why they won't. Because to be straight up and real and 100, like I always am, um, these places, they get enormous tax breaks. They have phenomenal deals with the same phenomenal companies that have been in the medical equipment marketing game for a very long time. I am 66. I've worked in medical facilities. I did temp. That's my line of work. My first employment at the age of 17. I chose the Veterans Hospital to be because I wanted to go into the military, and my area was medicine and science and all that. In any case, these hospitals have horrendous, they just have very, very bad, unsanitary environments. And it's no fault, well, it is fault. It's fault of the insurance companies, and there is no oversight. So with no oversight, now if we weren't there for my brother, I can say this with 1,000% certainty, inshallah, he would not be here. He would not be here. So for people who have no one, and it kills me, it's very sad, it breaks my heart, it gets me very emo. For people who don't have anyone, they're just like waiting by the wayside to just waste away, because no one's going to come and claim them. When I broke my leg, when I was in hospital I was here in northern Westchester for the first 5 days when they put the fixator in, and then I was transported down to Westchester Medical. Valhalla, the adjoining patient, she had no one come visit her. She had a husband. Her story was so heartbreaking. She was younger than me. She lost her vision because her darling spouse gave her a very unfortunate package, which affected her health for the rest of her life, shortening her longevity. Okay. I'm not going to say but it's just so sad. And then, all the patients that were there, I had nobody came and seen me, and said nobody came to visit me because, but whatever, I'm used to that. But you see older people and you're like, oh, wow, shit, damn, man, I'm in that same category. But if, for the people who don't have anyone, it's very, very unfortunate. It's unfortunate. So, check in on the people, check in on people, check in on your family, check in on your friends, just see how people are. I'm not saying you have to be Florence Nightingale and you have to save the world, but just show compassion for people that, that are in your circle, in your family. It really is. This is the time. This is where we are. This is where we are. I mean, this is where medicine has been for numerous years, but now because of all of this, the debauchery of our civilization and our normal social structure of normalcy is non-existent. And this is the way of the world. And we have these, it always comes back to money and wealth, and it comes back to just these people who make these laws. And now Donald J. Trump has now he's out of the war. He's gonna spin it however which way he likes to spin it.
but this was a total disaster. And because of his disastrous actions and the policies, well, we are now shunned globally. We are shunned now globally on the economic scale. And, it's going to take a very long time for recuperation to go into effect. So basically, we are going to be embarking, and I said this from last year, famous economists, global economists that have, professor laureates that have teach globally have all shared the same sentiment, so now here we are. Hopefully, maybe there'll be a slight respite in as far as fuel, but his overall actions have been very damaging and detrimental. And no one, I guess for the diehards who are continue to be on payroll, not many are still, they're not rolling, they're not hanging with him. They're not hanging with more Donald, my imaginary husband. I was at I was out in Jersey visiting my brother, and there's a Habitat for Humanity over in Westwood where I was at, and I went there and I purchased some things because yes, that's what I do because I don't live above my means. I don't have to buy everything new and shiny. When I find it, I find it. I'll buy it secondhand. That's better for me because I ain't paying interest and paying the banks. Anyway, these two gentlemen, there were two gentlemen helping me with the items, and the one elderly gentleman, I carry things in my vehicle. Okay, I have a tire checker for my tires, and I have a golf club. And I want to go and play golf. I played miniature golf, but I said to the guy was putting something in the truck, and he says, "Oh, you got some metal here. What is this? Oh, you got a golf club?" I said, "Yeah, that's my club for when I go play with the Donald J. Trump." They started laughing. They were like, "Oh, don't get me started." He was an old timer, an old Italian guy. Don't get me started. So yeah, you've lost your flavor. Flavor, the flavor, the flavor of uh, of kings is not really too appealing to the palate of regular Americans. Unbelievable! What a show! What a performance! Oh. I don't know what happened to Donald Trump along the way, but all I could tell you is that if you would have had my mother, boy, you wouldn't have, there'd be no nonsense with you. There'd be no nonsense with you. You'd be the spitting image of me in a male version. Yep. That's what happens when you placate your children and you give in to every whim and anything and everything that they want, and then you give them a big old nice wad of money as an inheritance, and then you add the caucasity to it all and the old well, white is right and all that. So this is what happens. He's been a very pampered prince his entire life. Yes, Donald, you've been a pampered prince your entire life. Prince Donald, Prince Donald. I'm working my rear off all day. Oh, God. This is hair. This is hair. You see this hair? This is natural hair, no oil in it. I've been working my rear off here. I, like always, every day, like a savage. Oh, my God. Thank God. So I put something on YouTube about a photo of myself actually post about being a mini linebacker because I was athletic as a kid and I'm still athletic, you know, not as much, but just I'm not in any sports, but fit. And so for my body height, for my weight, I'm what you call a middleweight. I was a middleweight in that one photo because I was heavier. So my normal weight is like 135, 145. So that's a middleweight. 145 is middleweight. And I said that I knew MMA. I learned MMA because my brother took martial arts and then his military training, and he would always say that, what to do. And then always, just being athletic as a kid. So, but anyway. Um, so they didn't like my post, and it's not getting like views, and it's like, okay, I didn't say anything. I'm not promoting any type of VIOLE. I don't know what I could say. um Maybe I'll play the violin. Just talking about stature and how before MMA became a thing, I knew MMA because of, well, like I just said, my brother took martial arts and always roughhousing with me and my older sister, me more so because my sister didn't want to have nothing to do with him, but me, rah, rah, you know. Uh, and then my younger sister, she was the baby, so she wasn't. So, and I didn't put that, I didn't post that to try to, like, I don't know. Basically I've known MMA before MMA became a world phenomenon. Oh, because you just know these things, and then also too being, like I said, a tomboy and playing with I would hang out with my brother and his friends and in Yonkers, Bronx River Road, 765 Bronx River Road. Sydney Sheldon, if you're still alive, Sydney Sheldon, I apologize for for defending myself after you pushed me down 3 times. This boy is. These are all true stories. Sydney Sheldon, my brother Michael's 5 years older than me. Sydney Sheldon was 12, 2 years older than my brother Michael. They would play Scully Caps, right? The boys would play the Scully Caps. So Sydney Sheldon, as I'm skating along, he shoved me down. Not once, not twice, 3 times. So after the third time, after I kept falling down and crying, and my mother was watching, because my mother always taught me, don't ever let anybody, try to hurt you. So after the third time, after being banged up, and I was like, yeah, okay, that's it. Once was a mistake. Second time, now it's intentional. Third time, now it's on me. So what I did at 5 years old, and this is not violence. This is called self-defense. I took off my metal skates and I gifted him with a nice surprise in his lower, because of him injuring me. So if you want to block that, block that. And I talk about this because now it's cases like that where a boy who's older than a little girl, or even a little boy who's got more size and has got more height and more weight, these are the type of people who, when they grow up, they behave like the Donald. You understand? Where they think that they can do anything to people. Okay? But then you get someone, and now, like, what the world is doing, the world is against what has been going on. So, it's about doing the right thing, and it's about never doing what's wrong or harmful to anyone. Because when you do what's wrong or harmful to someone else, rest assured they are going to reply in kind. You understand? So now, because of our debauchery across East Asia, because it was never the Middle East, our debauchery across East Asia, what we have done to societies, and what we continue to do, now they have control. As I said in my previous videos, you are never going to pass the sun. The moon will never pass the sun. And I said that there's a sun in the flag of China. I knew China was going to be part of this whole situation. China, Russia, because you went ahead and you kept on. You became Sydney Sheldon to America. Donald Trump, my imaginary husband, yes, he's my pretend ironworker husband, and I'm your pretend civil servant wife. Well, my pretend husband kept on being, because he kept on being the aggressor, and the aggressor. And that pretend husband is America to the world. right? So you became Sidney Sheldon to Iran. You kept messing and you kept messing and you kept messing, not only with one person, not with only one country, but all over, you know? So, yeah, yeah. Oh, and for anybody who wants to know, virtualassistantpersonnel.com, that's my website. I created that years and years ago because I knew many, many moons ago that there's really no need for people to occupy an office if they're doing admin clerical work. If you're calling up, hello, I'm calling from the office of the mayor of the city of New York. I'm calling to coordinate. I'm calling to coordinate an event, and well, there's going to be 200 attendees, and the nature of the event is information will follow soon. Da-da-da. Right. So, um, how did we get here, people? How did we get here? Yeah, we got here because, like what I said, you keep on being a bully. You keep on being a bully, and then the person that you're bullying, and that would be the person, the people, the civilization, society of Palestinians. Now you're going after Lebanon, right? Um, while we pay, while we pay billions and billions and billions. Let's not forget, everyone, the deal with Amazon. Let's not forget our service members who came home in Amazon coffins. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget that, okay? Let's not forget that. See, politics is a Ponzi scheme. Politics is the MLM, money mark. What is that? That Ponzi scheme. That Ponzi scheme. It's like you, listen here. If you don't want to be sad, please recruit 35. Recruit one person. That one person that you recruit, you will get $50. And then that other person will also get $50. So continue to recruit. Same thing with politicians, right? Yep. Anyway, nice hair. I'm going to show off what I've done here in my OCD-ness of it all. Well, see, I had to move this. I moved this. I have to. It was cleaned already. I have to do it again. That's OCD. OCD. Oh. Backing off. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that bouquet. Isn't that so pretty? Right? I love it. They're fake flowers from the dollar inflation tree now. It used to be the dollar tree. It's the dollar inflation tree. And this is a cover from a lampshade. And I just put some acrylics on here because I painted the lampshade. And it's under, it's like the little skirt. It's a petticoat under that. Oh my God, I did that. Yeah, from a lamp that I had picked up, a hanging lamp. To get rid of that horrible thing. Ugh, I hate that. So instead I just broke it apart. Broke it apart and reconfigured it. And here I am on this wonderful Wednesday. Anybody on here? Nobody's on here now. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. I wonder if I actually put this on. New pillows for my brother. When I go see them next time. Ooh. Oh my God. Do you know that lint will start a fire? I saved my lint. I'm gonna have a lint fire. This is my art. This is my art. I had an easel for the television, and I gave the television to this man who works for me. Well, he works not for me. He does work here, and I hire him. This is mine. No, this is mine. I made this. That's mine. I created this. This is my art. This is my art that I created. There's figures in here. What this is a roll of wallpaper that I picked up from Habitat, and it was about 6 feet long. And what I did with it, I just picked on it. That's it. It's the same material. It's canvas, you know? This I gotta put in my garage. I got lint here with a piece of, oh, my plastic for my acrylic. Okay, yes, 3 pounds, 10,000%. Oh, wait, they'll block that clip. Oh, no, we can't have that. This freaking individual driving by my house. I'm going to check you because I got you on camera, because I'll be more than happy to surrender your cups and bring them to you in a brown paper bag and say, here you go, ma'am. This is where your trash belongs, because we're not doing that. You're not doing it here. You're not doing it to me. You ain't doing it to nobody. And they need to keep themselves in check, these people. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. They're playing games with people for a long time, getting away with it. You know, it's like, well, what they've been doing. But anyway, this here is some more on the flag. Right? Love is love. This is me. I made that. This is my art. I used to go to Montauk every summer. That was our place. We'd go there every year when my son was little. Always had a great time. Gossman's Dock. Oh, this is... yeah, I ordered this for Halloween. They only had a blonde one and they had this one. You see? Caution, top not attached. It's just a sticker from Habitat. This I bought. This is I put in front of the door. I think I'll fill them up with sand. My son made that. He put his puzzle together. That's what we would do when he was a kid. You can take cellophane bags inside. You could use that for art if you're an artist. You know, when you're creative, you could do anything with anything. And more of my art. I drew these. That's a sticker. That's from a magazine. Clip art. Before clip art was a thing, I was making all this stuff. Oh my God, could you believe it? More art. This is a lampshade that I colored, that I painted. It has little figures in here. See the face? You see the silhouette? Again, it's me and my stickers, my logo that I have, that I made. that I keep, and I just keep the website and I keep it going. I have somebody who's working on it with me now. And gee, I just have had multiple distractions, but you keep going. My photo art. My backyard. My backyard! Are you from New York? Are you from Brooklyn? This is landing in Newark. Isn't that phenomenal? Look at that image. So cool. Just how the lights, the way they were reflecting. That is so amazing. I love abstract because in abstract there's so much to see and people don't realize it. If you don't have an expansive mind, you don't realize that you look at that. What the hell is that? Oh God. Yes, a lot of people just have a their minds are like pencil necks, narrow-minded. That's my art. This is I painted my wall. I did graffiti art on my wall. I did the entire wall, and I took a bunch of photos of it. I have to put all this for Gaza when it started, 2023. Oh my God. You know what the red is on the bottom? Just imagine. What's the red on the bottom? What could the red on the bottom be, people? What could it be? What could it be? What could it be? This is way old. More abstract. This is 1993. Cape Cod with my niece. This is not my artwork, but the back of it is. I just colored that paper. Again, my graffiti art wall. Part of the project. Oh, and here we go. This was Vietnam. This was actually a sip and paint and sip at my sister-in-law's, and it was a photo. It was the sunset, and it was the beaches, and it was the clouds. But they were like, "Oh, that's dark," and I was like, "Well, that's what I saw." Not that I'm dark. I am dark. I have it because of what I've seen in life. But my heart is definitely not dark, or my soul, or my spirit. But the world around us is very dark. So, and that's mine also. I made that. That's mine also. I created that. Yep. It's not easy being me. Oh God. Anyway. I already had one meal for the day, so. Oh, and Petey dark eyes. My eyes are like this because when I was younger, back at band camp, I have always had digestive problems since I'm a child because they never had any knowledge of gluten intolerance. I'm sure they had knowledge of it, but it was not made aware to the public. So when you have malabsorption and you don't have a gluten, your body doesn't break down the gluten, you tend to have darker eyes. But even my baby pictures, I have very dark eyes. It's like the right eye is always darker. I see right through you. That's that. Let's see the mix. Everyone, the mixologist is going to sign off now because I have to go put my drops in my eyes. I'll be back. I'll show off more stuff. Get in there. It's a lot. It's all on me. All on me. It's always been all on me. Always. Even while I was married, because I told that story. I shared that story. Yep. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, my husband, well, let's just say that it looked good being married. For him. Appearances, appearances. What you look at in a picture, or a holiday event, don't take that for reality, people. Because a lot of people just live for the performance. They live for the performance of having, here's how it works. They live for the performance of having what the public would view as a family, a relationship. And meanwhile, it's smoke and mirrors because most adults know that it's not easy to live with someone. You have to be very, very similar and like-minded, and you cannot lie. You cannot go into a relationship with a journal of untruths. You understand? And well, that's what I encountered but it's okay because it's not okay because, well, but it's part of my journey because there are many deceivers in this world. There are many deceivers, and many people do stuff to benefit themselves, and then they take people hostage. You understand? Because what they do is there's, the love bombing that people do, where you're like everything since sliced bread. You understand? You're everything since sliced bread, but your bread is moldy because you're full of it. You know what I mean? So people got game. You understand? That's why you have to always, at all times, be correct with people. Be honest. Be honest. Don't lie. Don't lie to people. Don't lie. It's crazy. But oh well, what are you gonna do? I'm here to share my story and talk about it, and to advise and inform, and warn women and men to not, well, be very cautious on who you involve yourself with, and find out as much as you can about that individual, via background check, via family, acquaintances, co-workers, etc., etc. I'll be back. I don't know what people are saying. I'm seeing stuff. I don't have my eyeglasses on. I see the hearts. Thank you for the beautiful hearts. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Everyone have a beautiful evening, beautiful night, and I'll be back. Stay safe and well, and always stay hydrated, and do the right thing. Bye. Thanks for watching.